Hello, my name is Sonali Chopra. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. China strongly opposes any kind of diplomatic relations by any country with Taiwan. It also keeps on reiterating that it will not tolerate any unilateral action taken by India in Jammu and Kashmir. Both these perspectives have been propagated by the Chinese Foreign Ministry. It not only opposes India's stand on Kashmir but also often claims many areas of Arunachal Pradesh as its own. Apart from this, talks about setting up of villages by China in Arunachal Pradesh are also often in the news. That is, on the one hand, China opposes interference in its internal affairs by any other country by claiming Taiwan as its internal part, while on the other hand, it does not desist from interfering in the internal affairs of India. In such a situation, many people often advise India to take a tough stance on China. Many experts suggest that to oppose China, India will have to use its sensitive spots. That sensitive spot is nothing other than Taiwan. That means to counter China, India should adopt a tit-for-tat method. India can do this by recognizing Taiwan as a nation. Now you may ask whether India is really capable of doing this. Can India recognize Taiwan? This question may also be coming in your mind, that if India recognizes Taiwan, what will be its effect? So in today's episode, we will find the answers to these questions. In fact, if seen, India has emerged as a major pivot in contemporary international forums. India's emergence as a major global actor is based on its growing economic strength, dynamic cultural influence, its strategic plans and military might. But as India's strength has increased, it has also faced some challenges. This also includes troubles created by neighboring countries. These countries sometimes try to entangle India by laying claim to Indian territories and sometimes by sieging the borders. At the same time, they keep creating challenges for India, sometimes by causing economic loss to India and sometimes by supporting terrorists. Whereas in international relations, India always considers Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam as its aim for peaceful coexistence. That means for India, the entire world is its family. The effect of this policy of India is that, till date, India has never attacked any country. Whereas in the matter of use of nuclear weapons, India has adopted the policy of no first use. What's more, India never interferes even in the internal affairs of any country. But in recent years, China has been continuously interfering in India's internal affairs. By doing this, China is in a way provoking India to take strict action against it. So at the same time, it is trying to surround India from all sides through its string of pearls policy. Actually, India also has its own interest in the South China Sea. This is because about 55% of India's trade with the Indo-Pacific region passes through this area. In fact, the economic prosperity of the region and India's own interest here depend on a stable maritime order, which requires that the sea lanes be kept open. In this direction, India is emphasizing on a rule-based system in the Indo-Pacific region by maintaining the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. But with its dominance in this region, China is not only trying to create obstacles for India's trade, but is also posing a strategic challenge to many small countries by trapping them in its debt trap. A few days ago, China had also released a standard map. In this, it had shown Arunachal Pradesh and 𝐾𝐞 on the Chinese border. China has also clashed with Indian soldiers in Doklam and Galwan Valley. Besides, it does not shy away from internationalizing the Kashmir issue. Due to these actions of China, it is often speculated that India will soon establish full diplomatic relations with Taiwan by taking strict steps against China. Many recent efforts of India have also indicated the same. Like many recent reports have discussed that Taiwan and India will soon sign an agreement so that about 1 lakh Indians can go to Taiwan and get employment. Before this, all three army chiefs of India had visited Taiwan. Also, a few days ago, some union ministers of India participated in the oath ceremony of the President of Taiwan. Although China opposed these steps of India, but India did not back down. In fact, by establishing relations with Taiwan, India is not only giving a strong message to China, but is also giving priority to its economic interest. So India also has its own interest associated with Taiwan. In fact, Taiwan produces more than half of the world's semiconductors. Taiwan's participation is necessary for India, which is today emphasizing on the production of electrical vehicles, mobiles, and other electric appliances. In this sequence, companies of both the countries have jointly established a semiconductor plant in Gujarat. Apart from this, India is popularly known as the pharmacy of the world, whereas Taiwan is famous for its impeccable healthcare infrastructure and national insurance system. In such a situation, Taiwan-India can also increase cooperation in the medical field. Apart from this, India can also take advantage of Taiwan's information technology capabilities. However, despite its strengthening relations with Taiwan, India has not yet openly supported Taiwan as a country. The reason for this is that One China policy is a sensitive and complex issue in international relations. In such a situation, if India recognizes Taiwan as a nation, it will have diplomatic, economic, and political implications. Also, this may increase regional tension. Recognizing Taiwan as a separate country may break India's diplomatic relations with China, as China has done with many countries in the past. Along with this, India may also have to face political isolation or reaction from other countries following the One China policy. At the same time, neighboring countries and regional powers can react to India's decision in different ways. This could potentially lead to regional instability. At the same time, the global reaction can also have a deep impact on India's foreign policy and international position. Due to this, the condition of many such platforms where both the countries are partnering may be similar to what SAARC is going through today. Whereas till date, India-China have demonstrated cooperation on all international forums, keeping aside their internal differences, be it SCO or BRICS. Recognizing Taiwan could potentially lead to trade disruption, tariffs, and other trade-related conflicts. Indian businesses that operate in China or depend on the Chinese market may also face challenges. But even amidst all these challenges, we should not forget that despite all the opposition, China is Taiwan's largest trading partner. Not only this, China's annual trade deficit with Taiwan ranges from approximately $80 billion to $130 billion. As of 2021, investment from Taiwan to China was worth $198.3 billion, whereas investment from China into Taiwan from 2009 to 2021 was only $2.5 billion. In other words, Taiwan knows that China is unlikely to cut off trade with Taiwan given the economic interdependence between the two sides despite crackdown by Beijing. Since China is largely dependent on semiconductors produced in Taiwan. Simply put, Taiwan does not shy away from asserting its rights despite close economic ties with China. In such a situation, should India, as a big economy and a military power, succumb to Chinese pressure while being concerned about economic relations with China? India should certainly have relations with China, but not on China's own terms. However, before taking any decision regarding Taiwan, it is important to note that recognizing Taiwan as a separate country is an important and complex decision with far-reaching consequences. Before taking such steps, India should carefully evaluate the potential benefits and risks and be prepared for the various challenges that may arise as a result. So that's all in today's episode. See you in the next episode. But before that, let's note down a question based on today's episode. To balance China, India should recognize Taiwan as an independent country. Do you agree? Substantiate your views.